Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Dirge, and I am back with some more Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm 1v1 gameplay. Now, if you did not see the first two games between these two players, I recommend you check those out first, if you don't want any spoilers or anything like that. I do have a pro playlist set up, as well as there will be links down in the description for both of those games. Now this is going to be Game 3 between Liquid TLO and RunA. It's going to be on Neoplanet S, and it's going to be yet another game from the Asus ROG tournament. A ZvP. So, some pretty good stuff from both of these players so far. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, although we have seen TLO using Broodlords, which is not a bad choice. We usually don't see a lot of Broodlords in Heart of the Swarm because of the Ultralisk buff. Ultralisks are just so powerful now. And I don't know. I mean, he's always liked using Broodlords. Like in Wings of Liberty, we always saw him using quite a few Broodlords because that was like the thing to do. Just like starter stepping those Broodlords for like the I forget how he put it, but you could do like such a substantial amount of damage with Broodlings. Now we do have quite an early probe scout over here. I guess he's waiting to see if TLO will go for another fast expand, and I think he is going to be going Forge first. So if that was the case, then he was just going to counter rush him. But it looks like TLO is going to be going for a 15 pool, which will negate any sort of counter rush from RunA. Maybe not negate it completely. He can still try to attempt it, but it's a lot more risky for him because Zerglings and Queens will be out so much earlier. So he's going to go and try to expand now. RunA, being all over this probe, is going to try to deny it, which he probably will for at least a short while. But it looks like TLO will either be scaring this probe away or just killing it completely. It does look like RunA is going to go for a Nexus first, however, seeing that TLO is not going to go for a hatch first. So there's no need to get that Forge down ASAP, although TLO is now scouting that he did go Nexus first. He is just now getting out his Forge, and his spawning pool is done. So if he actually wanted to, he could send a few Zerglings over there and start wreaking havoc in RunA's base. Though, looking at the production tab, it is not looking like he's going to choose to do so, as RunA puts down the final part of his wall. I believe that is a pretty solid wall off. I don't think, maybe through here, but I don't think anything's going to get through there. He does have a cannon going down now. Gateway is about halfway done, so probably won't be seeing any early Zergling aggression from TLO, although he is getting a pretty decent Overlord scout now because of the late gateway, and he's gonna have to wait probably at least another couple minutes for the Cyber Core to be completed to get any sort of ranged to take out that scouting Overlord. So nothing to worry about yet for from RunA. TLO, however, opting to go for the double expansion before gas. So 3 hatch before gas. In this case, I definitely think this is the right choice. I mean, Protoss will have their second base up and mining relatively quick, and as Zerg, you want to always stay one base ahead of your opponent, so this is definitely the build that he wants to be going. He's going to have a lot of droning capabilities. He's going to be able to drone up so quickly with 3 Queens, 1 at each hatchery, and he should be able to get the higher income without any trouble. He just has to keep an eye out for any sort of aggression coming from RunA, because if he is not careful, he is very vulnerable. I mean, maybe he could have a couple spine crawlers, maybe a spore crawler or 2, but other than that, he's going to want to keep up on what RunA is doing, because if RunA decides to go Dark Templar and TLO doesn't see that, it could really set him back quite a bit. Now we do have the robotics facility going down now for RunA, so it does look like he's going to either opt for some Immortal play or even go for Colossus. We do see 2 more gas going down for RunA, so it will almost definitely be Colossus. We should be seeing a few more gateways going down relatively soon as well. I do have a sentry on the way. We already have 1 sentry out, actually. Probably just to keep any sort of Zergling aggression out of the base. 1 force field there. Even with 2 sentries, a decent amount of energy can hold off Zerglings for quite a while, and that photon cannon will just wreak havoc on them. So definitely a good choice by RunA. He's going to want to get another pylon down soon. Okay, there we go. Almost supply capping himself there. But he does have a decent income. Let's look at the income between these two players. TLO is still ahead. I mean, that 50% more income definitely helps. I mean, they're pretty even in harvesters, but it looks like It looks like actually TLO is just ahead because he does not have his gas up yet, whereas RunA definitely does. So maybe that is just the income difference there. TLO will slowly start to get more drones, or more workers than RunA, because he does have 3 hatcheries, he does have 3 queens, helping him produce those drones so quickly. So within a matter of minutes here, we will see TLO having at least 50% more income than his opponent. Overlord going to get tickled death by the sentry. Not too careful with that. He is missing these 3 gateways up here now, although at this point I think TLO would definitely be expecting that. We do have Zergling speed on the way for TLO, as well as a few Zerglings, not a lot. I guess it's just to keep, at this point in the game, the Protoss will have some army units on the field, so you don't want to get caught completely defenseless. You do want to have some sort of army, whether it be just a few Zerglings, a few Roaches, or anything like that. We do have the Hydralisk down on the way, though, however, so definitely a good choice here. However, we do have the first Colossus on the way now, as well as the extended thermal lance upgrade. So, as far as Hydralisks go, it's going to be dangerous. He's going to want to get some Corruptors out. We should see a Spire relatively soon. He does see the Colossus here with this Overseer, so we should be seeing a Spire in a few moments here, or at least a Hive, just to get some Vipers out. Because if your Protoss opponent is going Colossus, you're either going to want to get a few Vipers for the Abduct, but even better yet, it's all up to preference, but I prefer using Corruptors. I mean, I have used Vipers in the past, but it's iffy, it's tough. I mean, I think Corruptors on a separate control key do work a little bit better. So we do have the Spire on the way now for TLO, +1 its weapons is almost done for RunA here. He's starting to get a little bit of army now. He is going to want to get a 3rd expansion pretty soon. However, he is starting to move out. He has 2 Colossus, he has a few Zealots, a few Sentries, and an Immortal. Not really a lot here, but he is going to hit right before TLO gets his Spire up. So it's going to be very tough for him because he has no Roaches, he only has a few Zerglings and a few Hydralisks. So this is not looking too good for TLO. I mean, these Colossus are just going to rip through these Hydralisks. He's not going to be able to get a good surround on the army because of the Sentries. So this is just not looking too good. I mean, maybe he can stall the army at least a little bit to get a few Corruptors out, because with the Corruptors out, RunA has no way of dealing with them. He has no Stalkers at all. He has a few Sentries, but Sentries will take forever to kill even 1 Corruptor. So if he can just stall him long enough to get these 5 Corruptors out, I think he'll be pretty well off. I do this Warp Prism coming out, though. He's going to be warping probably some Zealots behind enemy lines here, or even just right here. Oh, we do have some Stalkers, actually, so this is definitely going to be an issue for TLO. He did lose a lot of Hydralisks. I mean, this is not looking good at all. There's tons of Sentries with tons of energy. You do have some Stalkers now going to be able to do some damage to those Corruptors, but I think the Corruptors could take out the Colossus before any more damage is done. However, the big time warp going down here, we do have some Corruptors moving in, but it's not going to be enough, it looks like. Losing a Queen there, I think that was a misclick by TLO. We do have these Corruptors here trying to do some damage to the Colossus. Not doing a lot of damage at all. I mean, these Guardian Shields, I think, affect the Colossus, so they are helping him out quite a bit. 1 Colossus does go down. These Hydralisks just getting destroyed by these Colossus and these Zealots. It is just not looking good at all for TLO at this point. That 1 Colossus is still managing to stay alive. Those Stalkers, if TLO had those Corruptors out just a little bit earlier and hit the army before the warp in of the Stalkers, he would have been doing so much better. And there goes the GG from TLO. Definitely a great game by both these players. The Stalker warp in just sealed TLO's fate there. I mean, he was really pushing it there. He almost had he was almost able to take out the Protoss army, but the Corruptors came out just a little bit too late. Were not able to take out the Colossus, and that is what killed him. I mean, the rest of the army, not really a big deal. Yeah, there's a lot of force fields. Couple times, actually, I think he took out the Mothership Core, so not really time warp. Not really. Sorry, I can't speak. Not really a big deal with the time warps, but Hydros versus Stalker, Hydros will always win. So, yeah, definitely a good game here. If you guys enjoyed it, there will be an annotation up in the top left corner to check out my pro playlist, so I definitely recommend you do that. A couple links in the description for the other 2 games I have casted so far between these 2 players. If you like the video, definitely drop me a like, a favorite, anything like that. Subscribe, it helps me out a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.